Common fears that people have are fears of doing badly, or even a fear of failure. Some people hold the fear that something might go wrong on the day. These are all very common fears to have. It may help to look at the thought and notice that you're having that thought. Give yourself the message, it's okay to have this thought or fear. I knew that a thought like this might come up when I was under pressure. But remind yourself that thoughts are not facts. And if you can, try to let that thought pass rather than getting caught up in it or going deeper into it.
Thoughts like, I can't do this anymore, it's too hard, what if I don't get the right mark, what am I going to do? All those sort of thoughts pop into your head.
You start putting so much pressure on yourself that you kind of get so overwhelmed that you're like, I'm not going to be able to, I'm not coping now, I'm not going to be able to do anything in the future. How am I going to, be someone who can, get a worthwhile degree or get a worthwhile job?
Especially the coming weeks after the trial, it hit everybody. We were just like, we're not smart enough, we're going to fail, like we're not going to pass, what are we going to do with our lives? But so we kind of had like a little panic moment, if you will, but once you get through that and you start going over your notes, and calm down, and you realise that you do actually know what the subject content that you've been studying all year.
One of the bad things I did was compare myself to other people and get caught up in their goals and how much they were working, and it really kind of made me feel down and kind of you doubt yourself and your own ability.
It's obviously normal, but it's nothing to worry about. You just got to get it back on track, get yourself focused again and stop thinking like that.
You actually surprise yourself when you focus on what you do know rather than what you don't.
If you can do something to beat that thought, like work harder, give yourself every chance you do to get that mark, then why not?
If you find you're having lots of worries and they're getting in the way of your study, it's a good idea to talk to friends or relatives about these worries, or even a GP or a counsellor.
I'd always like to talk about how I was feeling to my parents or my close friends, because I found, if I let out how I was feeling or my frustration or anxiety, knowing that someone else knew how you're feeling or what you're going through was very beneficial.
When attempting a serious challenge, some people find it helpful to turn their mind to more helpful ways of thinking or performance-enhancing thoughts. My best is good enough. I can get through this. I'm coping well. I'm proud of my effort no matter what. It will be worth it. I am calm and confident. For everyone, the thought that resonates and helps to improve mood or concentration will be different. For some students, relaxation can be really helpful. Several studies show that meditation can have an impact on anxiety by decreasing the anxiety but increasing your capacity to concentrate. It can be particularly beneficial if you're prepared to do it as part of a daily routine, like first thing in the morning. So if you're interested in learning meditation, enrolling in a weekly class and doing it daily may really bring out some benefits. Another thing that can really help some students is breathing exercises. This can increase a sense of being calm and in control. A good exercise is to breathe in for 3 counts and out for 3 counts. Visualization techniques can be helpful if you have a racing mind and trouble getting to sleep. The skill is to go to a place that you find peaceful and go to that place in your mind, whether it's real or imagined. By drawing on the senses, you will deepen the impact of going to this peaceful place. If you can imagine the smells, the temperature of the water, the feeling of the wind or sunlight on your skin, the colours and the sounds that make it more vivid for the mind.
Just stop and breathe and just calm down and think.
Several things can help to keep stress at a manageable level. A bit of procrastination can actually help. We have what's called a limited cognitive load. This means that there's only so much information you can take in before you need a break. The most effective breaks are time limited. They're physical, they may involve exercise and thereby reduce adrenaline, or they're relaxing, they involve a walk or listening to music.
I'd say probably the exercise would be really helpful. Walking the dogs, even though it seemed like procrastination, it cleared my head a lot. So then I'd come back to the desk with a clear head and be able to focus again.
If I was getting stressed and I felt like I couldn't do any more study and take anything in, I'd go for a walk and kind of relieve that stress. And eat healthy.
I was in a musical in year 12. Initially, a lot of the teachers were like, "You crazy, you know, we recommend that you don't do it," but it actually turned out to be great. And there are a lot of sort of emotive scenes and emotive songs that, you know, practicing at home, it's sort of you could vent, you know, release all that tension and anger through the song or the dance or, you know, the words and phrases that you said.
I was always dancing like once a week, so I was doing jazz, hip hop and contemporary, a mix of all of those.
For me, if I'm not concentrating or I'm feeling a little bit down, you go for a run or kick the footy or take your dog for a walk, and it releases endorphins and it makes you feel, you know, for me, I feel a lot more confident.
Did you ever procrastinate?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
I would always kind of cook these little biscuits and like decorate them with nerds and
Start cleaning and worry about it later.
red licorice and
Clean the car, wash the dog, walk the dog,
pink frosting and stuff. It seems a bit funny.
go to work, take on another 20 hours of work.
We sort of live near farms and you kind of kick the solid sort of cow manure and stuff, you sort of kick it around and yeah.
Eventually I realised that it was hurting me more than it was helping me, so I started sitting down and focusing more on study. Not when I knew I was going to procrastinate, I'd avoid it and go back to the desk and get the study in.